This is an interview with Mr. Carl Adelman of Adelman Truck Parts, who happens to be the president of the company. And
Yes.
yeah, okay, so why is communication so important in a company?
Well, communications, there's with the employees is important, and you have to have a good relationship and communications with the employees, and also the people you're selling the products to. You want to have a good communication, sales communications, say availability, price, and so forth.
All right. So how does your company communicate with its employees then?
You know, we have meetings about every month, probably twice a month. One meeting, safety meetings, where we go over the safety of the equipment and new stuff that comes out with smoke or breathing fumes that comes out. We go over that, and that's a big part of it. Then once a month we also meet and just go over duties and explain to them, and if there's any problems we go back and forth and try to correct them.
All right. How would you deal, you're being an international company, how do you communicate, I guess, with foreign clients?
Well, we do a lot by the internet, and we got involved with not only the website but the marketing end of the internet, and that has brought us a lot of new customers. And by being there a lot of years and a good name in the business for our product being used, it's a little up to discretion. So that has helped out also.
So what about like language barriers? Is that?
In our export division to the southern hemisphere, we have a couple people that speak Spanish to take care of their customers, and the rest is through email. And really, a lot of the American English is still the international language.
And you said online communication. How exactly do you use online communication? Social networks?
A lot of it through our website, and we do use social networks, but more through our website and through marketing. We want to get up high on a search engine. When someone needs a certain engine or a product that we have, we want to be right near the top of the search engines, and that has really helped us on the marketing of the internet.
All right. So how do you personally communicate within your business with, employees, fellow members of?
No, we have a chain of command. We have different sectors. We have our truck sales division, and that I have a manager, and I go through everything rather than going through different people. Our manager, we go over the trucks once a week in which we're going to refurbish or how far we want to go with them. And then we go over in that same meeting pricing for all the trucks that came in that week. And that's on the truck sales end. And then on the yard for used parts, we have two foremen, two people who run the yard, and one is in charge of the men and one is in charge of sales, and they both overlap. So if they need a price, they can go to a fellow that handles our axles, or an engine go to our engines, or if a price of a whole truck to our truck sales or to myself. And once again, we have a chain of command we go through.
All right. When interviewing for employees for job positions, how important is something like communication when you look at their criteria of what they're qualified for?
It depends on what the position is. Some positions, their communications has to be much different. Like in sales, communications is very important. Some of our jobs are where they work alone, dismantling a vehicle, where communications aren't as important. Other than, there's always communications dealing with their foreman and getting the job done, where both parties understand what the job is actually. So that's a lot of our communications.
And is that done like physically or more or less technologically?
With our sales force, it's more technology and keeping track of the inventory, where it's at, the price of the inventory, and all the characteristics of each part. So that's a little more involving, actually.
All right. Are you able to describe a time when some sort of communication barrier hindered business in some sort of situation?
No, a lot of times, because when in our business we have new product, and that isn't so hard. New is, it's not up to discretion, but on the used part, that's where communications is very important with a salesman. We don't want to overestimate, but we don't want to underestimate the part. We want to really be as accurate as we can, and so that's up to a little discretion. So it's not only knowing the parts, but sort of knowing on the communications and how to explain the condition, whether it's through an email or you're on the telephone or they're there face to face with you talking about the engine or the vehicle. Or
then, oppositely, what is like an example of something that really good that happened because of excellent communication?
Well, probably the best thing in the last so many years is our internet, where we've changed our site around and made the communications much more friendly to the customer on the internet. That's probably been our biggest in the last year and a half, where on our internet site you can actually look at the part, it explains it, it tells you who to email to get more information on. So that has probably brought us the furthest in the last year and a half, 2 years.
So in terms of communicating with like clients and customers, you'd say that the internet is your greatest ally?
Well, no, I really feel our employees, because of their knowledge and they're able to use the internet in certain ways and inventorying. So I'd say it's the employee, the sales force, and actually is really that and the internet. The combination is what's made it. One without the other might not do it.
Right, so it's like the human element, I guess. So personally, which one do you prefer? Do you prefer, all done through cyberspace, or do you prefer like a face-to-face, or maybe through Skype or something?
In my age, and being more a face-to-face, because that's the way it was done, I probably feel more comfortable with that one.
All right. And are there any tips that you'd like to share, whether it be for job interviews or just in life in general, about communication?
Well, on job interviews, I've seen it all in job interviews, but really you want to say, if you're the one being interviewed, what can you do for the company? Not what so much is the company going to do for you. They'll tell you that, what the wages will be, what the benefits will be, what the health care will be. But you really want to say what you can bring forward to the company. And that's what's important when I interview an employee.
All right. Any last remarks, I guess, about communication? Anything,
No, communications is important in a small business. There's a lot of facets in it, like we've talked about. And it's not one exact point, but it's all of them actually, whether it's purchasing, selling, just communicating with employees is very important to get really the thoughts of what direction you want the employee to do, or a lot of times they just don't know, so it's your communications is poor, so that's why their job performance might be poor. So it's all important. There's a lot of different facets to the communication to run a small business.
All right. Thank you very much.
Okay, no, great interview. Thank you.